Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why, because it's Sweden Day. 20 hilarious Swedish sayings and idioms. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
Hey, my name is Saga. I am from Sweden, and today I wanted to share with you guys my 20 favorite and the funniest Swedish idioms and expressions, and I really hope you like them too. Number 1, and we're starting up strong with pang på rödbetan, or
Pang på rödbetan.
or in English, bang on the beetroot.
Bang on the beetroot. Bang on the beetroot. That does not make sense. Bang on the beetroot. Does that mean like bang on the... Does it mean like you hit the nail on the head? Is that what it means? Bang on the beetroot. Let's find out. If I got that right, I get a point.
This is a very useful Swedish expression that stems back from a long time. It originates with the meaning to have sex with someone and be intimate without foreplay, and it can also be used as someone who's just a little bit too eager. You could use this expression, for example, if you go on a date with someone and maybe they kiss you on the first date or they're just a bit too forward, and you could say, oh, I don't want to go on a date with him again because he was a bit too much bang on the beetroot.
He was too forward, he was too... Okay.
Number 2 is one of my favorite expressions, and that is inget att hänga I julgranen, or in
Inget att hänga I julgranen. I don't know. Nothing to hang in the Christmas
English,
tree.
nothing to hang in the Christmas tree.
Nothing to hang on. You wouldn't say in. You would say on in English. Nothing to hang on the Christmas tree. Nothing to see here. Guys, there's nothing to see here. Maybe that's what it means.
We use this expression when something isn't good enough. For example, if you get a gift or an item, you can say, well, that's nothing to hang in the Christmas tree. It means there's nothing really to have. Number 3 is när man talar om trollen, or in
När man talar om trollen.
English, speaking of the trolls. This is maybe the most Swedish expression, speaking of the trolls, but it's very similar to the English expression, speak of the devil. Personally, I prefer this expression because it's very fun and sweet, and it also reminds me of my time growing up in Norway, since I'm half Norwegian, and I think Norwegians in general like trolls more than Swedish people do.
She's half Norwegian, so technically she's kind of a bit of both. Well, I guess the language is quite similar. Maybe she grew up in Sweden.
Number 4, and we're going back to the bedroom, and that is tagen på sängen, or in
Tagen på sängen.
English, taken on the bed. This expression is obviously
Sounds a bit saucy, that. Taken on the bed. Taking what on the bed?
hilarious, and it means that you're being really surprised, especially in a situation when you've acted in a way that you knew was going to get you in trouble, but you did it anyway. Number 5 is nära kuttingen hare, or close.
Nara kuta ungunhara. I'm saying that absolutely wrong because she's speaking very quickly. Near does not shoot a hare.
Doesn't shoot any hairs. I personally use this expression all the time, and I always translate it to English and use it in English as well, although it doesn't make as much sense. But I think it's a very fun, harsh Swedish expression that basically says that if you get close enough but doesn't get to the finish line, it doesn't really matter. You didn't do good enough. In other words, you won't get the hair unless you shoot it. Number 6 is balsam för själen, or in English, conditioner for the soul. This is a very popular Swedish expression, and it is quite literal. It means something that conditions or soothes your soul. For example, when you have a really good dessert or something sweet.
I love semla. Oh, I say I love it, and I've never tried it. But you know when you just look at something, you just know you're going to enjoy it. God, guys, you're going to see me eat a lot when I'm in Sweden. It's going to be on the camera. Me eating semla, me eating Swedish meatballs, me eating all sorts of things. Like, it's just going to be, wow.
Sweet, you can say it feels like conditioner for the soul. Number 7 is definitely not a compliment, and that is tappad bakom en vagn, or in English,
drop behind a carriage.
This basically means that someone is really, really stupid. For example, you could say, are you dropped behind a carriage, if someone acts really, really stupidly and don't seem to realize. Number 8 is dra mig baklänges, or in English, pull me back.
Dra mig baklänges. Pull me backwards.
This is, I think, one of the funniest expressions. It also sounds good and fun to say in Swedish, dra mig baklänges, and it means that you're really surprised or shocked by something. Like, you can't believe it's happening, so you say, dra mig baklänges, pull me backwards.
Okay.
Number 9 is het på gröten, or in English, hot on the porridge.
Hot on the porridge. Oh, you're hot on the porridge. You're bang on the... You got it correct. That's absolutely... You've hit the nail on the head, I think. I don't know.
I personally love this expression. I find it so funny. We have a similar expression, which is like the cat around hot porridge. What these expressions basically mean is someone, again, is a bit too eager. Again, a great expression you can use when talking about dating. You can, for example, say, she was a bit too hot on the porch, so I don't want to date her anymore. Number 10 is a bit of a weird one, and that one is skita I det blå skåpet. Or crudely in English, shit in the blue cupboard. Although not an expression I use on a
Shit in what? Shit in the blue cupboard. I don't know what that is. I can't say I know what that means. Yeah, no.
Skåpet. Or crudely in English, shit in the blue cupboard. Although not an expression I use on a daily basis, it means to embarrass yourself or to simply go too far. Number 11 is pesta la kulera, or in English, yourself or to...
The expression became famous after it was said in this classic Swedish comedy, Gotta kanal, Elevem drag och proppen. Who's this? Svensk comedy from. I don't know what that. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. But it's a DVD. It's a comedy. Should I watch this on my Patreon channel? Let me know in the comments section if you would like to see that. And yeah, my Patreon is in the link in the description if you're interested. I've watched lots of movies and TV shows for a while now. But is this something that I should watch? Is it good? Let me know.
Or to simply go too far. Number 11 is pesta la kulera, or in English, plague or cholera. You can use this expression when you have to choose between two terrible things. And you'd say, well, it's like choosing between plague or cholera. You don't want either, so you don't really want to choose.
It's like choosing between the plague and cholera. That's hilarious. That's an old saying, you can tell. The plague.
Number 12 is another one I use all the time, and that is i tid och otid, or in English, in time and untime. This is something you can say when someone does something all the time, even if it's not really appropriate. For example, if someone just keeps telling you the same thing or about the same topic.
She keeps putting food on there. I'm pretty hungry. It's breakfast time here, so yeah.
Over and over again, you could say, oh, he's talking about it in time and untime. Number 13 is a very useful one, and that is is i magen, or ice in the stomach.
Is i magen? Ice in the stomach.
This is an expression we use when someone is supposed to be really calm. You can say, remember to have ice in the stomach, now we're going to go into that meeting. But in any case, it's a really good expression to use. I
like that. Remember to have ice in your stomach. Cool, calm, collective, chilled. And then she puts in the ice hotel in Sweden. Oh my God, I'd love to visit there. Although, I don't know if I'd like it being so cold, but what an experience that would be.
Anytime you want to remember to be really calm and grounded. Number 14 is a more modern expression, and that is gå in i väggen. This means basically that someone's burned out. So very often you'll hear this at work.
Walk in the wall.
Or in common social settings. So a very literal expression, but also a very useful one. Number 15 is the funny one, and that is så in i Norden.
Så in i Norden. So into the Nordics. Oh, so into the Nordics. What does that mean? You're into the...
Or in English, so in the Nordics. And it's an expression that we use to really highlight something. For example, it was so really, really freaking cold. And instead you could say in Swedish, it was so in the Nordics cold. Number 16
that
is...
makes sense. It's so, yeah, that makes sense.
Armböga sig fram, or in English,
armböga sig fram, elbow your way forward.
Elbow your way forward. This is a great expression to use when someone is being inconsiderate about how they're moving forward or advancing. You can elbow your way forward literally, like actually literally at a concert, but most often we talk about it as elbowing your way forward when you're trying to reach a top position in your company or at the place you work at. Number 17 is gå åt skogen, or
gå åt skogen. What does that mean?
Go to the forest.
Go to the forest.
This is an expression we use when something goes really, really bad.
Go to the forest. It sounds like you're just telling someone to go to the forest. Or something goes bad, like, oh my God, go to the forest. Okay, that makes sense.
For example, you could ask, how was that date last night? And you could answer, if it went really, really bad, oh, it went to the forest. And that means it just really, really went bad, and there's no return from that. Okay. Number 18 is one of my favorite ones, and that is visa vad skåpet ska stå, or in English, show...
Visa vad skåpet ska stå? That's a long sentence with a lot of, I don't know, vissa vad ska stå. I don't know why I like the way it sounds. Show where the cupboard should stand. Show where the cupboard should stand. No clue, guys.
Show them where the cabinet is going to stand. Not the easiest one to translate, but it's to really tell someone how things are supposed to be done and to do it in an assertive way. It can be used in so many different kind of scenarios. But for example, if someone's being a bit rude or being a
Serbia show Finland where the cupboard is going to stand whilst playing basketball. Finland! Oh no, she's teasing you. Did you lose against Serbia? I don't know why I'm trying to read this. It's in Swedish. I feel like I should be able to read Swedish now. But I can't. Finlands baskettara. I don't know. I can't read that.
being a bit just unpleasant, you can show them where the cupboard is going to stand by just outshining them, for example, and really doing a better job. Then you really show them where the cupboard would stand. Number 19, which is very important for Swedish people, is to have rent mjöl i påsen, or clean flour in the bag. This is an expression to describe someone who is really pure or kind or reliable. You can say
nice.
that I can who is really pure flour in the
rent mjöl i påsen. Don't know if I said that correct. Clean flour in the bag. Clean flour. Because flour is pure and white and pure, clean, and it's clean flour in the bag. You're a good person.
In the bag. This is an expression to describe someone who is really pure or kind or reliable. You can say that I can really trust that person because they have clean flour in the bag. Sort of an opposite expression to having skeletons in the closet. And very useful, isn't it? Number 20 and the last one for today that I wanted to share with you guys is skinn på näsan, or skin on the nose.
Skin on the nose.
This is an expression that is very popular and that we often use when we speak about women. You often hear people in Sweden say that, oh, she has skin on the nose, which means you're talking about a woman who is tough and who is independent and reliable. So those are my favorite Swedish idioms and expressions. I really hope you like them, and
You guys have really cute expressions. I really like them. A lot.
Sure, especially if you're in Europe, that you have some similar expressions yourself. So I'd love to hear them in the comments below. I also hope I did a good job translating them, because I did do direct translation, because I often think when you're learning about a culture or language, direct translation can be more useful because you understand how the language works and you understand the culture a bit more. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel and remember to like this video.
I'm glad you did a direct translation, because sometimes it doesn't sound right, but then you're like, oh, that's what you guys mean. I get it. I love learning Swedish words. I love saying Swedish words. The way they sound, I just like the way your words sound. I do. That's probably that I always say I probably should be learning Swedish, shouldn't I? But yeah, I have no excuse. Time really. But yeah, I would love to. It'd be really cool to speak another language. We'll see. I don't know. But I'll definitely learn some basic Swedish for when I go to Sweden next year. So yeah, look out for that. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.